Hi, this is Kelly at Quilter's Paradise, and today I have the pleasure of introducing to you all a brand new slit and sew template we've come out with. It's called the Glorified 9-Patch, and you're going to see the quilt that we made behind me using that block with those templates. This is a great quilt, especially using the two color quilts that are so popular right now. It has a wonderful look to it. We decided to mix it up a little bit and throw in some sashing and cornerstones, and I think it turned out great. So why don't we head on over to my sewing room and I will show you how to put together this very easy block. Okay, so we're back in my sewing room, and I'm going to show you first the 4 templates that you're going to find in the set for the Glorified 9-Patch. So you have an A, you have a B, which has just a slight curve to one side, you have a C, and you have a D. And these put together make this great block. And it goes together extremely fast, and it's very accurate. It finishes at 10 inches. So let's get over to the sewing machine and I'll just show you a few little tricks of the trade, and you will be off and making your own Glorified 9-Patch. So in picking fabric to put together our Glorified 9-Patch quilt, we decided to use some fabric from Maywood Studios Basics line. This one is a Kimberbell, and this one is from their Basics. So it's really cute. I love the whole red and cream going together, especially right now around Valentine's Day. It's kind of appropriate. So you can see I've already sewed this unit together, and I'll just do a quick demo showing how we use this and then put the whole thing together. So let's head to the sewing machine. We're going to attach this A piece to a B, and as always we've got our wonderful slits, as you can see here, that guide us so that we've got it perfect every time. So what you need to do in this case, you're going to line up your slits right here. You're going to want to make sure you're sewing with an accurate 1/4 inch, not a scant, but an accurate. So make sure your machine sews that. Sometimes you have to do a manual check. I know we all have these wonderful 1/4 inch foots, but to tell you the truth, some of them are not an accurate 1/4 inch, and that's what you need to make this work. So we've lined it up, we have our slit matched, and away we go. Okay, so now we've got our piece, and you can see why the B template needs to have a slight curve to it, so that when we're piecing in the oval part of our square, it's going to follow that curve. So that's one of the things you're going to want to make sure of. Your straight of edge, you're going to see the straight edge does not have one side does not have a slit. You always want to make sure that the slit here is at the top when you're making them. All right, now we're going to simply join these, and we'll show you how the 9-patch shows up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and join our 3 strip sets basically together to create that 9-patch, that Glorified 9-Patch look. So one of the things you need to pay attention is in the instructions, it tells you which way you need to be pressing your pieces, and you really want to follow that because it makes it really easy putting all your pieces together, because you get your seams that will nest. And by nesting, I'll show you. By nesting, we mean that they nest up together, they butt up together, our seams, so that our seams match. Now, for the template piece D, it's simply a square, and that square will not have any slits on any side of it because you don't need it for it, because you're simply going to be butting these up together. We are going to have a little slit there, and we also have slits here that we're going to make sure that they are connected, that they're all lined up, and away we go. Get to that nested seam. Again, as you can tell, I'm not using any pins. You really do not need them. Now we're coming where we can match up our slits again. Here. We got our 1/4 inch seam. And voila. So you can see that by nesting our seams, they meet perfectly. All right, so I'm going to sew the other side to it, and then we're going to attach our half ovals, I guess, to the outsides, and that will create our block. Okay, so we have our glorified 9 patch. Now to make it a block, so it's square, we're going to add these half ovals in here. And these all have the slits, as you can see. We've got slits on our ovals. And you also have your slits all along here. So basically, we're going to take it over to the sewing machine. I'm going to line up the slits, and we're going to sew straight. And I'll show you how. Okay, so we're going to get ready to sew those half ovals onto our outside edges to create a square. In particular, when you're doing narrower pieces and you're starting off, I really suggest a leader so that it does not suck your fabric down into the plate. So I just have a little piece of fabric I start there, and then we're going to line up. We're lining up the straight edges, not the curve, the straight edge. And you're going to take about 3 to 4 stitches. Okay, there we go. And we're going to go needle down. And now I'm going to bring over and I'm going to start matching up my slits. As you can see, the first ones are right here. So I start out and I get a little closer, and then I'm going to match up our slits and keep sewing. And if you need to do a little tugging, that's perfectly fine. We've come up to our next slit here, and we're going to, and as you can see, I'm sewing straight the whole time. Okay, we're now getting, and here is our next slit, and let's pull that over. All right, and here is our next slit. We're going to pull, match it up to our next slit. And just about right. We're going to pull on it. Okay, we're coming down to the wire. And you're going to do the same thing to end this as you did when you began it. Now, I usually have a great little finger stylus that I use for this, but I forgot it today. So I'm going to use my little pair of snips, close them up, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to line up these 2 edges here. All right? So that's pretty good. You're going to hold that down, put it down, and you're going to sew off. All right, and I'm going to show you just how great this is in getting this oval just perfect. See, there's no puckering. Let me press this out really quick. Hold on. I like to use a little steam, not a lot, just a little, to get those nice and flat. And there you go. We now have 2 of the 4 edges done. And when this is finished, you're going to have a block that is going to measure 10-inch finished, 10.5 unfinished. And as you can see, here's the final block, what the block looks like. And what I like to point out is look at these great narrow points you have. Most people look at those and figure you'd have to paper piece to get those so perfect. But with using our slit and sew method, you do not need to paper piece at all. This is all using your machine, straight stitch, sewing straight, not even curved. So I hope you enjoyed this, I want you to go make your own, and please send us pictures of your finished product. We'd love to see it. So there you have it. That was our glorified 9-patch. We look forward to giving you more new slit and sew templates in the coming future, not too far from now. Anyway, if you want to purchase or find out more about this template and all the other slit and sew templates that we have, you can find us in a couple of different places. Of course, you can go to our website. We also are on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. So come look us up, and we look forward to hearing how much you enjoy this block.